Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome today to another edition of NASCAR Thunder 2004 on the channel. We've got the Checker Auto Parts 500 at the Phoenix International Raceway coming up right to you. Just 3 races to go on this final NASCAR Thunder 2004 season. We've got a doozy for you around the mile-and-a-quarter racetrack here at Phoenix. 312 laps, 500 kilometers set for today's race. Tristan Games, Big Mac, the GOAT, Yobama, welcome to the stream. Ethan, welcome as well here right in the very beginning of this one. So here we go, taking you into this one. Terry Labonte, our driver, is on the pole. Moved up to 9th in the point standings after a win yesterday and leading the most laps, scoring him a max points day at Atlanta. Dale Jr. pulled away, though, with his points lead over second in points. Mark Martin went into yesterday's race second. He goes out of yesterday's race third. Jeff Gordon now swaps spots. Jeff Gordon is now the new second-place driver in the point standings. But, like mentioned, Dale Jr. was able to increase that points lead overall. He went in yesterday with a 97-point lead over Martin. Now he has a 109-point lead over Jeff Gordon, so he's able to gain 12 points on the field. We'll see if Dale Jr. can keep his championship hopes alive here today at Phoenix. We'll take you through today's pre-race ceremonies as well as the starting lineup following that, and we'll get this race underway here tonight. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do full race live streams of the realistic broadcast every day, as well as other related NASCAR content on the daily. Thanks everybody for your support as always, and hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the stream.
Joe Moore and Barney Hall from the beautiful Arizona desert at the 1 Mile Phoenix International Raceway for today's Checker Auto Parts 500K. Barney, this is quite a unique track. Tell us about it.
Boy, it's beautiful here, right at the base of the Australia Mountains, and this is quite an interesting racetrack. First, it's known as the world's fastest 1 mile oval. Add to that the fact that each corner is slightly different, and it all adds up to some great racing.
Terry Labonte has been called the Iceman because of his cool demeanor under pressure. But maybe the nickname Iron Man is more appropriate.
You know, that's right. Labonte set a record for consecutive race starts with 655. That's over 20 years without missing a race.
Mark Martin always gets around these speedways mighty fast in qualifying.
Yeah, but don't forget, Joe, it takes a lot of people working together to get that car starting in the top 10 every week.
Steve Park has had some tough breaks during his
Black Ace, welcome to the stream as well.
He missed a bunch of races in both 98 and 2001 due to injury.
Yes, and unfortunately those injuries cost him a shot at Rookie of the Year and his first top 10 points finish. But he's back now and as good as ever.
Taking through today's starting lineup. A lot of points contenders or championship contenders at that, all at the front of the field. We'll show you who they are. Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be starting in row 1. Labonte picked up his 11th win of the season yesterday at Atlanta. Jr., as mentioned, has a 109-point lead. Mark Martin and Ryan Newman will be in row number 2. Martin drops the 3rd in points. Ryan Newman back to 10th after yesterday's race. Jeff Gordon and Kenny Wallace in row 3. Gordon 2nd in points, as mentioned, 109 back of the points leader, Dale Jr. Dale Jarrett and Michael Waltrip in row number 4. Dale Jarrett comes into today's race 4th in points, by the way. At row number 5, Robbie Gordon and Kevin Harvick, couple of RCR Chevrolets. Bill Elliott and Rusty Wallace in row number 6. Wallace got his first win of the season 4 races ago at Talladega. Jeremy Mayfield and Johnny Benson in row number 7. Sterling Marlin and Jerry Nadeau in row number 8. Marlin blew another engine in a race yesterday in which he was running in the top 10. In row number 9, it'll be Ricky Rudd and Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch had a stellar day yesterday, ran top 10, all race finished 9th. In row number 10, it'll be Tony Stewart, one of the long shots as far as trying to win the championship the rest of the season, and Jamie McMurray, still the points leader as far as the Rookie of the Year standings go. Mike Skinner, Jimmy Johnson in row 11. Johnson started at the rear in 41st yesterday, was able to climb all the way up into the top 10 and finish there in 7th. Bobby Labonte and Steve Park in row 12. Labonte's slide continues, but still hopes for a championship alive here today at Phoenix. Elliott Sadler and Joe Nemechek in row 13. In row 14, it'll be Greg Biffle, another rookie, and 2000. Ward's brother Jeff Burton will be starting inside of row 15 with another rookie to his outside of Casey Mears in the 41 for Ganassi. Matt Kenseth and Ricky Craven in row 16. Kenseth ran top 3 all day yesterday and conquered with a 3rd place finish. Kyle Petty and Brett Bodine in row 17. Kenny Schrader and Christian Fittipaldi back in row number 18. Fittipaldi still has a chance to get to the Rookie of the Year lead. He comes in 2nd in the Rookie of the Year standings. Jack Sprague and Chase Montgomery in row 19. In row 20, it'll be Hermie Sadler and part-time rookie driver Ashton Lewis. In row number 21, it'll be Jeff Green on the inside, David Green on the outside. And rounding out the field, starting 43rd here today, it'll be Kevin LePage at Phoenix, and that will be your starting lineup for the Checker Auto Parts 500 at the Phoenix International Raceway. Andrew Hollenbach, Jonathan Rogers, welcome to the stream as well. The green flag is about to wave at Phoenix. 3 races to go to crown a champion. Who will get it done here today? And how about the Winston Cup points leader, Dale Jr., starting 2nd, contacted turn 1, lap 1. Labonte got tight up the racetrack, and Jr. tries to wipe out Labonte, losing spots of his own, and now Labonte's in the wall. A train wreck of things to go for, and they're crashing into turn 3. What a crazy start. It all started going into turn 1 where Labonte just got tight underneath Dale Jr., pushed up right into him, and already a caution on lap 1. And a heavy caution at that. A lot of the field stacked up. Michael Waltrip, Kevin Harvick, of course, Dale Jr., Terry Labonte got a piece of it. And already Labonte having to pit, and after qualifying on the pole is going to have to give up all that track position. We had 1 caution all day yesterday in the 500-mile race at Atlanta, and already at the start of today's race, we have a caution on lap 1. Justin Sozio, welcome to the stream. At least it's not a DNF, indeed, especially on lap 1. Hopefully Labonte's crew can get most of that damage repaired, and it looks like they do have most of it repaired. We are still in the championship hunt, and we are definitely long shots coming in 9th in the standings still, but we're not mathematically out of it. And the green flag is going to be back in the air. That was a very, very crazy start here today to this Phoenix race. Labonte just got tight. It's not like he really overdrove the corner. It's like the car just didn't turn. See, it didn't turn again there into turn 1 that time around. Very, very strange. Lack of practice for today's race, but obviously Labonte's got a quick car after qualifying on the pole. But now he has to come from the back despite qualifying on the pole. What was an ugly start to today's race. Labonte going to try to be a little bit patient trying to get his way through the pack. He obviously wants to lead the most laps, but wants to get to the end of this race, and hopefully he's still mathematically got a shot at the title. Heavy contact with Kevin LePage. Kind of shoved LePage on by Chase Montgomery. So I guess it kind of worked out for him. Seems like Labonte's car's really tight in the dog leg on the backstretch. Of course, Phoenix has been reconfigured a couple times since then. We got another caution. Caution's out again, likely for debris. Yep, debris off Michael Waltrip's number 15 DEI Chevrolet. And 2 cautions down the first 8 laps, and that is already more than what we had yesterday at Atlanta. I'm not even entirely sure if the debris cautions are done yet either. There's the points as they run. Junior lost a lot of track position at the start as well. Obviously not nearly as much as Terry Labonte. And green flag's back out again. We'll stack up on the restart. Labonte with the evasive maneuver to get underneath Hermie Sadler and David Green. Oh, slides it into turn 1, trying to lock the brakes. They were checking up again. He still got in the back of Jack Sprague. Way back in Season 1 of NASCAR Thunder 04 at Phoenix, we DNF'd. About 82 laps into the race here, and obviously not a good start to this one today, so not a lot of practice on this racetrack in general. And we have another caution, likely for debris again. There it is. Jeff Green runs it over. Somebody's hood was on the racetrack. I'm not sure whose it was. Hard into turn 3. 3 wide goes Labonte. Picks up a couple other spots. As again, they race back to the caution flag. 3 cautions in the first 13 laps of today's race at Phoenix. BM&J, welcome to the stream. Long time no see indeed, but welcome. Jeremy Mayfield's hood came off his race car. Didn't show his hood that time, but it was his hood. I saw a red hood. I couldn't tell who it was. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. So everybody's going to stay out of the pits again. And we'll try this again. 3 cautions already. Really slowing this race pace down at the start. Green flag back in the air. Labonte's going to anticipate another checkup going into turn 1. Oh, so did Biffle on the outside as he charged it in upstairs. Labonte passes a couple cars on the bottom. There's probably going to be another checkup into turns 3 and 4. Yep. Something about these restarts. 3 wide. Boy, Kenseth's starting towards the back. He was starting mid-pack, but it seems like he's lost a few spots since the start of the race as well. Ooh, accidental contact down the backstretch. Labonte and Skinner. Labonte's really sliding those tires quite a bit early on. Just super tight in the dog leg. He's gaining spots. He's definitely got a fast car if he can get back up towards the front of the field. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Underneath Kenny Wallace now. Labonte is charging. I guess the only bright side to all these cautions is Dale Jr. got hung out of line, obviously, on turn 1, lap 1 as well, with the contact with Labonte going into the first turn, and that means he hasn't been able to lead a lap yet or get any sort of bonus points early on, despite qualifying second. Labonte just drives it in so much deeper into these corners versus everybody else, and that seems to be where he gains the most time, because he still gets back to the gas fairly decent. They're not really pulling him that much. He's just underneath Nadu. Nadu tried to squeeze him there. Look at him just send it. Wiggled a little bit, kept it off Sadler somehow. and drives on by. Lap 22 at the start-finish line. I was going to say before this mention, this is one of the shortest races of the season. This one's probably going to fly by, but 3 early cautions obviously might say otherwise. It might make for a long race. Locking that race pace early. Kurt Busch underneath Robbie Gordon for position. Bonnie's got to be careful. Kurt's mad enough to take a swing at him. So Terry's going to have to try to pass him in a good spot here as Bonnie slides the tires, trying to get around the 31. Robbie Gordon. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for Labonte to get around Kurt Busch into turn 3. There he goes. He just sends it into the corner to clear Kurt Busch. Hopefully he can stay in front of him now and try to drive away from him. I think it's kind of clear Labonte's probably got one of the faster cars, if not the fastest car in the field early on. He didn't pit for tires. Granted, if he did anyway, it wouldn't have mattered. It was only 1 lap's worth. Because that caution, that first one at least, came out at lap 1. Maybe we can get a long green flag run now after those couple debris yellows. You don't have NASCAR Thunder 04. I highly recommend getting it if you have the PS2. I bought mine off Amazon. So I've never actually owned this game, but I have played it before. We started this playthrough back in August.
The 20 car is still there. I'd be real surprised if you don't try something. Still there. You're 4 seconds off the lead. Stay smooth. You can catch him.
So hard for Labonte not to slide the tires. He might have to tighten that car up. It was kind of tight in turn 1 when they were getting up to speed. Oh, Jarrett almost made contact with Bill Elliott. Kind of side drafting each other aggressively there and allowed Labonte to go 3 wide underneath both of them. And already Labonte is up to 9th place. Gonna back up turn 1. He's going to try his best to get around Dale Jr. Junior's upset after that incident there on lap 1, and he tries to show his displeasure by taking out Labonte in the middle of 3 and 4, at least attempted to. There was definitely some contact. Junior tried to turn him on his right rear. Labonte slides into 1 and 2 again. He's going to be sliding into these corners all day long. I just have that feeling. He's really trying to back him up as much as he can, but he's trying to hustle through the field as well to get to the lead so he can lead as many laps as possible. Junior back in the 10th spot right now, but he is trying to creep closer to Rusty Wallace again and maybe get around him for 9th. And then you got Ryan Newman, Michael Waltrip up ahead. I'm sure Waltrip's probably fairly upset after the contact. Oh man, he's at minus 100. Didn't realize he was that mad. Oh, that's a good opportunity. 3 wide. We've seen 3 wide a lot early on at Phoenix, and that's without the reconfiguration. That was a good chance, though, for Labonte to get underneath Waltrip. And Waltrip tries to take out Labonte. Labonte barely keeps it off the wall. Somehow, Waltrip loses at least 2, maybe 3 spots. Labonte got tight into the dog leg again. Man, it's very weird how he's getting that tight. There's not a lot of banking. Trying to go full throttle through that area of the racetrack. It's a lot more narrow than what it is now. So Labonte accidentally getting tight has caused himself to have 3 rivals with the contact he had with other drivers in the ensuing process of it. It was his fault to a certain extent for overdriving turn 1, but obviously there was no intent to that. And Labonte got the worst end of it anyway. Bonnie trying to get around Marlin. Off turn 4. Sterling crowds him a little bit.
All right, we're 3.5 seconds behind the leader. Let's get that lead down. You're clear. The 40 car up high. He's looking to settle the score.
Dale Jr. is coming through the field, too. Labonte up to 5th. He finally got around Marlin down the back stretch, but Dale Jr. is up to 7th. As long as Labonte has a decent day today, he should mathematically have a shot going into the last 2 races still, but going into Homestead for the last race of the year is where it's really going to be tough to tell if he'll have that opportunity to still win the championship. Something's going to have to happen bad to Junior here over these last 3 races, that's for sure. Probably need 2 DNFs. Labonte might have to win out as well.
Leader's running about 2.5 seconds in front of you. Number 24 is still there.
But obviously with Labonte being 9th in points, that's where it hurts. It's not like he's only chasing Dale Jr. He's got other drivers ahead of him. He still very much can finish 5th in the point standings. He's not far behind his brother, Bobby Labonte, who comes into this race in 5th in points.
Gotta keep him behind you. You're clear.
Labonte up to 3rd. Going to clear Ryan Newman off turn 4. Mark Martin leading a lot of laps early then. Kevin Harvick right on his back bumper in 2nd. No lap traffic yet for the leaders. There will be some eventually. Not sure exactly how far we can go on fuel here today at Phoenix. Can't quite remember from what it was in Season 1. It's been a long time since we've raced a full race here on this game, and we didn't even get to the end of that full race. We'll be going back to NASCAR 05 tomorrow. Whelen Modified action on a Wednesday night, as we'll have a doubleheader of races there for you on the channel, and that will be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Number 29 is up high.
Should be, at least. I don't know if my sister's got a game or not. Playing on 7.
Work with the leader. Let's see if we can break away from the pack.
If my sister does have her last game tomorrow night, then I'm probably not going to be able to stream tomorrow. I honestly can't remember. I haven't really seen her much the last couple days. So I guess we'll see. Mark Martin trying to block for the lead. Still going to lead that lap at the line. Already lap 41. Boy, it took Labonte a lot longer to get through the field than what I thought it was going to with how fast of a car he had. But he did get through it anyway. Clear off of turn 2. And Labonte, despite starting on the pole, has not led a lap through the first 40 laps of today's race. But it looks like he'll be able to lead his first lap at the start-finish line this time. So that will be 5 bonus points for him.
More tires won't help us. Be careful.
The big slide. First lap car of the day to go a lap down will be Kevin LePage. Haven't seen anybody blowing an engine yet. I don't think anybody DNF'd in that accident on lap 1. We've only had 2 debris cautions since then for the other 2 yellows. So the Modified Series action tomorrow night on NASCAR 05, the doubleheader live stream Again, we do 2 races for the modified series there. We just started that during our speed weeks last Wednesday, so we'll continue that. Try to do them every Wednesday. Be a good night, I think, to have them nice right in the middle of the week. We'll be running at Martinsville, and then we'll, after that, be running at Nazareth. Of course, a former track that used to be in the lower NASCAR series is no longer, but it is in the game, so we get to race there. Kind of like we did with Milwaukee last week. So those are the next 2 races of the schedule. Difference between Milwaukee and Nazareth is I believe Milwaukee is still used to this day, just not on any of the top 3 touring NASCAR series. Ashton Lewis just did not give the race leader much room to put him a lap down right there. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Lap 47 already, 5.5 second lead for Labonte over Mark Martin, followed by Kevin Harvick, Dale Jr., and Ryan Newman, the top 5. I think it might be clear to say Labonte's got the fastest car in the field today. Just needs to be smart. Just hope the traffic gives him a lot of room. This place races just like a short track, so it definitely gets pretty tight. These flat, yet somewhat higher speed corners. Pretty well consistently over 100 miles per hour all the way around this racetrack. Despite how flat it is, and again, about 1.25 miles in length. With this older Phoenix configuration. Greg Biffle, Mike Skinner. Looks like Chase Montgomery up here is about to go a lap down. Actually, it might be Jack Sprague. Yeah, no, it is Montgomery. I was right the first time. Lap 50 here today at Phoenix. Kevin Harvick has just gotten to second place, passing Mark Martin finally. He was right around him for a while there. Couldn't get around him. Body went a little wide off turn 2. Bonnie's still on the outside trying to get a run on Sprague. Oh man, had to be careful. His teammate Joe Nemechek just slid right up in front of him off turn 2. Gets underneath front row Joe that time. And he'll pass him cleanly down the backstretch. .312 laps, 312 miles for sure. It is not. Not with this configuration. Because again, Phoenix is now 1 mile in length. It used to be 1.25 miles. This Phoenix layout right here was 1.25 miles. It's kept a similar shape nowadays, but it's shorter in length than what this track is. Again, this is 1.25 miles. So it runs a lot closer to a 400-mile race. And we got a caution. Trouble on the backstretch. Oh, we got cars wrecked over here as they got to race back to the caution flag. There's a big crash. Debris everywhere. Cars are flipping. And the race leader, Terry Labonte, who tried to shoot the gap, is involved after a big, massive pileup on the backstretch. And championship hopes for our race leader and our driver, Terry Labonte, are shot. He started to check up, and then he saw cars just getting T-boned on the outside of the track, and he tried to go low to miss it, and he couldn't.
Ultra.
I'm not sure how all this got started, but now that they have a little...
Not sure how the wreck happened, but there was at least a half a dozen cars just sitting in the middle of the track, just destroyed. Debris everywhere. And Labonte actually ran over a piece of debris. And after he ran... Oh, man. Yeah, after he ran... Here, no, it's not going to show the replay long enough, unfortunately. But Labonte ran over a piece of debris. And that's what made him end up going down into the grass before he ended up just clobbering another car. Wow. I mean, there was just nowhere to go. I mean, there was cars everywhere, and he tried to split the gap, but the debris everywhere, he's trying not to hit that, and he still ended up hitting a piece. That was crazy. And that's the dangers of having to race back to the caution flag at Phoenix. I mean, look at this. Yeah, we saw McMurray get nailed. So McMurray must have been the cause of the caution. Unbelievable. I wasn't expecting that quick of a race tonight, but boy, did we have one. So unfortunate. Wow, I'm speechless. That was... I mean, there was just nowhere to go. I mean, that just adds to the bad luck Labonte's had this season. Leading this race. It looked like McMurray got tight. Craven ran into the back of him, and then we saw Jeff Green pile in right in front of us. And he nailed McMurray, which caused Labonte to have to go low. I'll have to look at the replay myself after the stream's done. Let me look at it. I'm going to look at the replay itself real quick here. I have to fast forward a little bit. Okay, so here's the caution. I'm looking at it right now. So the caution waved right as Labonte was exiting turn 2. There's smoke everywhere. He just missed the debris. McMurray got nailed by Ricky Craven. So right there, when Craven nailed McMurray, McMurray started to shoot down the track, and that's the first major thing of the incident I saw outside of the smoke. And when I saw McMurray get nailed, I tried to go low, and the debris was there, so then there was just nowhere to go, and after we ran over the debris, we ended up in the grass. And, I mean, from there, I was in the grass, couldn't get the car to slow down, and it looked like we nailed McMurray himself, actually, after McMurray went low. Like McMurray was the car we hit. Yeah, it was Jamie McMurray that we piled into. I mean, there were 3 cars in the infield grass from what I'm looking at right now before we even piled into the infield grass. And then obviously there was a couple cars spinning on the outside. I mean, that was about as big of a wreck as you'll see at Phoenix. And that was about the same spot we saw the lap 1 caution. Phoenix has always been a mile. It's never been over a mile in length. I will tell you, Phoenix was a mile and a quarter. I can confirm that. I'm going to go to Racing Reference right now just to... I mean, you guys won't be able to see it, I guess, but... Was Phoenix... Yeah, Phoenix used to be a mile and a quarter. I mean, what a crazy end to this race, though. We've seen the replay a couple times. We'll take a look at the finishing results here. I mean, that was just insane. There's no other way to describe that. I mean, it happened right in front of the leaders, and the sad part is they were coming off turn 2, so they had to race back to the caution flag. And that is, again, the reason... that's the dangers of racing back to the caution flag. That's exactly why NASCAR doesn't race back to the caution flags anymore. We won't have to worry about that in NASCAR 05. I mean, you still have to miss the wreck if it's right in front of you, but you don't have to worry about trying to race back through the carnage, and that was the problem right there. Usually I'm pretty good at wreck avoidances, but man, I mean, there was just nowhere to go there. It all happens so quick. And then if you check up too much, you get ran over from behind. Order. Biffle's going to get the win. 4 cautions all in the first 60 laps of the race. Ashton Lewis finishes in second. David Green third. Kevin LePage fourth. Ward Burton rounds out the top 5. Tony Stewart sixth. Kyle Petty seventh. Christian Fittipaldi eighth. Ninth was Kenny Wallace, and Brett Bodine rounds out the top 10. Mark Martin finished 12th. He's third in points coming in. Man, where did Dale Jr. finish? Was he caught up in that at all? He could have been. He finished 28th. He wasn't caught up in it, so the points leader finished 28th. We might still mathematically have a chance. No, because we would have had to be within... Yeah, never mind. We would have had to be within 302, and we were just more than that out. 46 points more than that out going into the night. And he obviously finished better than us. Dale Jr. did not lead a lap. Dale Jarrett came in 4th in points. Finishes 30th. And Jeff Gordon, who came in 2nd in points, finishes 31st. So Jr. should still have the points lead by quite a bit yet. Martin did gain... Well, Martin gained a substantial amount, but Jr. should still have the points lead. I mean, there were a lot. Yeah, look at everybody taking it. So, Labonte, Joe Nemechek, Jamie McMurray, and Ricky Craven all crashed out in that crash. Labonte led 13 laps before wrecking. So, those are the 4 drivers that DNF'd in that crash. Those were the 3 guys that were sitting in the grass before we joined them. But then there were cars, Michael Waltrip we saw, Jeff Green was spinning on the... I mean, there were cars spinning on the outside, too. Need to check the track length on the game. I guess I can do that real quick. We'll take a look at the point standings. The last 2 races of the year, we go to the Rock, North Carolina Speedway at Rockingham next, and then the championship race at Homestead. Those are the last 2 races, and we are now officially eliminated from playoff contention. We made it further this season than what we did last season. We were eliminated with, 4 races to go last year? It took until the second to last race this year, but... Yeah, I'm still looking at that replay up on the... I mean, there's just nowhere to go. I mean, if you go back and watch, like, the actual live play... I mean, I barely checked up. I could have checked up more, but... I was going to try to split the gap because I saw the opening, but right when I tried to split the gap is when Jeff Green nailed... So, Craven nailed McMurray, and then as McMurray was coming down the track, he got T-boned by Jeff Green, as we saw in the actual replay there. And when he hit Green, that was the car that kind of got popped up on 2 wheels. That's why it went low. Yeah, there was a lot happening there at once. So that's Biffle's second win of the year, much like at Michigan. 1 mile. What? Okay, well, never mind. Why was I thinking it was 1.25 miles? I could have swore this track was 1.25 miles. Let me see here. I need to Google it. I need to get to the bottom of this. Phoenix Raceway. Their road course is 2.5 miles. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, we'll take a look at the point standings and let you guys get out of here. Dale Jr. still has the points lead. Basically got cut in half. Mark Martin's back to second in points once again. He is now 58 back of Dale Jr., so maybe we'll see an epic championship battle to the finish of the season. Who knows? Mark Martin second, Jeff Gordon third in points, 118 back. Dale Jarrett 124 back. So the top four still within one race worth of points. Bobby Labonte, fifth in points. He's still got a shot, but he's over a race worth out. Tony Stewart, sixth. He's still got a shot at 180 back. Jeff Burton still got a shot. Matt Kenseth's got a shot. They're in seventh and eighth. And Ward Burton's the first driver that is eliminated from championship contention. So the top 8 mathematically still have a shot going into the final 2 races of the year, which is pretty competitive if you think about it. And Terry Labonte lost 1 spot in the points today. He falls to 10th. So we finished 9th with Greg Biffle last season, so hopefully we can finish higher than that this year. We're not going to win as many races. We won 14 last year. We only won 11 this season. But we've been more consistent in the races that we have gotten to the end. We have DNF'd a little bit less, but not by much. But the bad luck continues for Terry Labonte in the second half of this season. Sorry that the race ended short for you guys tonight, but, I mean, there wasn't anything we could do about it. Fortunately, I mean, there was just nowhere to go. Races that we have gotten to the end. But yeah. Man, that's just unfortunate. Got 10 people watching right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Again, if you are just tuning in, there was a very, very bad accident down the backstretch at Phoenix, and we got piled in on it after taking the lead just 13 laps prior. Barely over 50 laps into the race. Lap 53 was the actual time of the caution. And that's going to wrap up this full race live stream. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as usual. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day. NASCAR 05 going to the channel tomorrow. Wheel and Modified Series action. We'll come back to NASCAR Thunder 04 next week to finish these last 2 races up, but it's unfortunate we're eliminated from playoff contention. 16th DNF, that's insane. I think we... Time for NASCAR Heat 5 Custom. We already did that, though. Yeah, we already did NASCAR Heat 5 Custom Schedule. Rest in peace, the ones who just joined. Yeah, indeed. Feel really bad. I mean, there's nothing I could have done, so I don't really feel as bad. We were a long shot to win the championship anyway, but we are now mathematically eliminated from winning the championship, so it is virtually impossible. Which kind of sucks, because that means we're running the last 2 races for nothing for our part. But hopefully we'll have some entertaining races. You never know. And maybe we'll see a good championship battle between Dale Jr. and Mark Martin. They're only 58 points within each other, and the top 4 still mathematically have a shot to pass each other in points in one race. So, I mean, it is mathematically possible Dale Jr. could take the points lead from 4th at 121 points back. But again, we'll see what happens next week with that. NASCAR 05 tomorrow, hopefully starting at 7. Just keep an eye out on the channel. I'll have the stream posted, and whatever start time it's scheduled for, that's what we'll start it at. And if my sister plays her game later tomorrow night, then we're not going to be able to stream, unfortunately. But, because it'll be her last game, so I definitely got to make sure I go and watch it. Well, unless they win, but they're not going to win. So they've only won 2 games all year, and they're playing one of the best teams in their conference, so for their tournament games. So yeah, it's pretty much done. It'd be a miracle. All right, yeah. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And yeah, thanks.